evening and welcome to your Monday edition of the HGP Sport. I am Stanford Howard. Thanks for joining us. Making the cast this evening, Walter Grant Strode captures gold in the 40-mile road race at the weekend. Jaden Samuels reports.
Guyana's differently abled cyclist Walter Grant Stewart leads from the front in the Défi Sportif Altegro Country La Montre cycle road race in Canada on Sunday, capturing gold. Competing locally where there is no setup for the differently abled, Stewart, after winning gold last year, made it two this time around in a record time of 1 hour 38 minutes 2 seconds. Congratulations for his outstanding performance came from the National Sports Commission through Christopher Jones and the president of the Guyana Cycling Federation, Horace Burrows, who is in Mexico with another contingent representing the Golden Arrowhead. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
Players and patrons braved the inclement weather to be engaged in the next level football action in the Corona Futsal competition. Samuel Gillis filed this report.
Football fever continues to spread across Guyana. On the first night of competition of Corona Futsal 2019, the National Gymnasium was not as full as usual, but those that came were obviously happy to be present, supporting their favorite team. Game 1 saw Tocqueville winning by a walkover. Their planned opponent, Wolves, did not get a full squad. Action started from Game 2. Northeast La Penitent scored 6 goals against North Rangers, who staggered behind with 4. Here are some highlights of that game. Leopold Street then scored 6 goals against Flamingos 5. Nightly News spoke with the manager of Leopold Street, Rondell Govaya, after their victory.
Tonight we was victorious, but the players were not pleased because they feel they should have scored more goals. That's why you find a little rowing in the corner, but everything all right otherwise.
So what was the plan going into the game tonight?
Well, basically our plan, and that would always be our plan, is to win.
In Game 4, Back Circle won by a walkover. Sparta Boss got 7 goals against Black Pearls 0, and Ben Street 7 versus GT Panthers 2. The competition continues on Tuesday, the 7th of May 2019, with the second elimination round. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
Thank you, Samuel. In hockey, SHC Savages pipped YMCA Old Fort Rusty in the men's second division, and Saints defeated Bingo GCC Spartans in the women's second division in the Guyana Hockey Board Outdoor Development Leagues. The details in this report.
As the first round of hockey came to a close at the weekend, several teams converged at the St. Stanislaus ground to have one more shot at moving up the leaderboard. The first 2 matches saw YMCA Old Fort Aces beating out Bounty GCC 2-3-2. SHC Savages battled against YMCA Old Fort Rusty, but it was the Savages who got things going just 10 minutes into the match, with a field goal from Narish Madhu. SHC Savages battled against YMCA Old Fort Rusty, but it was the Savages who got things going just 10 minutes into the match, with a field goal from Narish Mahadio, followed by 2 more quick goals in the 12th and 14th minute from skipper Chesty Hilton, who finished with a hat-trick with his third field goal in the second half to give his side the win 4-3. In the women's division, GBTI GCC Spice trashed YMCA Old Fort Aces Wildcats in their matchup with a 10-0 win. The game at the end of the first half had Spice 4-0 with 3 field goals and 1 penalty goal. In the second half, the onslaught continued as Spice added 6 more goals. Here are some highlights from that match. In the Bingo Spartans and Saints match, it was easy pickings for Saints as they registered 2 goals to Spartans, who couldn't find the back of the net and ended on nil. Those goals came off the sticks of skipper Tikisha Delon in the 12th minute and Clicia Bob in the 30th minute. Other results of the weekend: Old Fort Rusty went down to Old Fort Aces 2-1. Hikers defeated Sequels 2-1. Old Fort Aces defeat Bounty GCC 3-2. Hikers Cadet upset Shockwave 1-0. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
In cricket, a rough weekend in cricket as grey skies and rain hung both games in the balance as Essequibo restricted Berbice and Demerara and Select on the 17th stayed in on the second day of the hand-in-hand 2019 Under-19 Inter-County 3-day tournament. The details in this report.
As the weather permitted, cricket was played on the first day at GCC ground. Select on the 17 won the toss and sent Demerara into bat, and they amassed 169 all out in their first innings on a sluggish outfield at Border. Robin Williams was the top scorer with 54, with contributions coming from Joel Spooner with 27 and Sachin Singh 23. With Chanchapal Ramraj, who was the mastermind for the Select on the 17 bowling, grabbing 5 for 34, and Matthew Nadu 3 for 49. Select on the 17 in their first innings closed day 1 for 28, with Ramsey unbeaten and 12, and Matthew Nadu and 6. The second day's play of the Demerara versus Select on the 17 was abundant on Sunday due to unfavorable weather conditions. Over the Luziknan ground, Essequibo won the toss and bowled at Berbice, with Bhumeshwar Ram Kisoon with a well-played half-century and a contribution by Alex Algoon with 22 to set Berbice at stumps on opening day on 107 for 6. On the second day, Berbice resumed their first innings overnight score on 107 for 6. With Nigel Deodat and Garfield Benjamin beginning the day on 10 and 13 respectively. The batsmen gave some level of consideration, and the defending champions, Berbice, managed to score another 93 runs before their first innings came to a close on 200 all out from 76.1 overs. Essequibo in their first innings were all back into the pavilion when they were all bundled out for 66 all out from 27.1 overs. Berbice bowler Kelvin Upmar finished with figures of 5 for 24, with Kevin Anderson 3 for 12 and Chris Harry 2 for 6. Favorable lighting didn't allow Berbice to commence their second innings as they ended with a lead of 134 runs. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
More cricket news. West Indies recorded the highest opening partnership and thumped a weak Ireland to register an emphatic win as the Tri-Nation League gets going. Jaden Samuels report.
West Indies made their intentions clear at this year's Tri-Nation Series, recording 365 runs for the first wicket, the highest opening stand in 50-over cricket, thanks to a well-composed 170 from Shea Hope and 179 from John Campbell. The duo's shot selection remained top shelf, as well as the rotation of the strike, which saw the Caribbean side reach 381, a score which eventually proved too much. Windies with the ball was just as destructive, with Sheldon Cottrell and Kemar Roach making inroads into the top order very early, removing Ireland's top 3 with the score on just 21, while Ashley Nurse did the rest, picking up 4 wickets for just 51 runs. The batsmen did try, but eventually was all undone, reaching just 185, and will be looking to regroup and come again. West Indies will go into their second match, this time against Bangladesh, on Tuesday. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
And finally, as the IPL continues, who will it be? Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings, or Delhi Capitals? Jaden Samuels reports.
This year's Indian Premier League moves into a more competitive phase as the battle to remain in the league continues. Who out of tomorrow's fixture will secure direct entry to the finals? Will it be the Mumbai Indians or the Chennai Super Kings? A match the world is waiting patiently to see. These two teams, along with the Delhi Capitals, are all on 18 points, but Capitals are just waiting in the slips for anything that may take the outside edge. While Super Kings need to improve on their batting, the Mumbai Indians are now getting among the runs, especially the top order, with their bowling being just as good. A look at the reading reveals Mumbai Indians have beaten Super Kings twice this season, and in all they have defeated the hosts 4 times in 6 IPL matches at Chepauk, the venue for tomorrow's game. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
That concludes the Sportscast for this evening, but do remember, winning isn't everything, but it beats anything that comes in second. Over to you, Handel.